So I've been into fitness for about 2 years now, seriously, talking about working out 4 to 5 times a week, watching what I eat, those kind of things. And one thing I've never actually gotten into, which is pretty big, is tracking what foods I'm eating. Like I pay attention to make sure I'm kind of eating things that are more nutritional and what I need to be eating. Like I'm not eating junk food every day, like fast food, those kind of things. But I've actually never been able to consistently track what I eat in terms of macros, so proteins, fats, and carbs. If you don't know, those are like the 3 main nutritional groups in food that people track. And I've never been able to successfully track for more than like a day at a time. It's so hard for me. So what I want to try to do this week and in this video is track what I eat consistently for a week. So I'm just gonna do 5 days, Monday through Friday. Today is Monday, today is Friday, today is Monday, and I'm gonna track what I eat from today until this Friday evening. And I want to try to see like what this tells me. I feel like I'm gonna learn some things. Like I'm probably not eating as healthy as I think I am. One thing I wanna do with this video is make sure I'm not changing my habits because I'm tracking. Like I don't wanna start eating like only chicken and rice this whole week just because I know I'm gonna be tracking it. I'm gonna try my best to basically eat exactly how I would eat normally and see how that turns out at the end of the week. I also don't have like very many groceries at all right now. So I am gonna do a grocery trip, but like I said, I'm gonna basically shop for everything that I would normally shop for in a week and eat the same foods and all that stuff that I'm gonna be eating normally. I'm not gonna change anything because of the video. Getting a little bit late start to the day, but for breakfast today, it's already noon, so I guess lunch. I'm gonna be having an extra large egg with some English muffins, or an English muffin, and then a slice of cheese. This is basically what I eat a lot of mornings just because it's quick and easy. And then I have this little egg maker thing to make it faster and more circular, perfectly circular. So I'm gonna have this, and then I'll put the macros up on the screen afterward. So I have my sandwich here, and I actually logged the macros, so I'm gonna throw this up on the screen right now. But basically, that was 29 carbs, 13 fat, and 18 protein for this sandwich right here. Normally I have a protein shake as well. I'm actually out, so I have to go grocery shopping today and get that. But this is my first meal of the day. The second thing I'm eating today is going to be this Light and Fit Greek Crunch peanut butter yogurt. It's Greek yogurt, but with like a bunch of like toppings and stuff. It kind of ruins the macros a little bit. So with the toppings, this is going to be 3 fat, 15 carb, and 11 protein in this yogurt. Okay, so we just got back from the grocery store. Everything we bought was basically what I would normally buy if I went shopping. I didn't do anything specifically, right? Yeah? Yeah. But everything in these bags is basically what I'm going to be eating this week. So of course I got a bunch of these yogurts again. And yeah. Just gotta unload them now. Okay, so finished unloading the groceries. I'm having my like midday snack for the day. Basically, I usually normally have this in the morning, but I'm gonna be doing it now. I basically take a serving of this Greek strawberry yogurt, 1 full thing of these Muscle Milk pre-made protein shakes, and then an assorted variety of these frozen strawberries, blend them all up and basically make like a protein strawberry shake smoothie thing. It's absolutely delicious. I've been having one every day for like 2 months now. Still have not gotten sick of it. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah. That's my first time ever tracking the protein shake smoothie thing that I make, the strawberry one. So that ended up coming out to 37 grams of carbs and 33 grams of protein and 3 grams of fat. So really heavy on the protein and kind of heavy on the carbs, really low on the fat, which is super good for just like something I can drink and sip on. So doing good so far. Okay, so it's the next day, it's the next morning, and yesterday I finished the day with surprisingly only 1,840 calories. That seems really weird to me, and I always thought I was eating more than that. But my review after the first day is I feel like everything I thought I was eating is not actually true. So I finished the day in terms of carbs with 185 carbs, 73 fat, and 111 protein. So from that also, I feel like I still have allergies, so I'm like kind of dying. I feel like I had way less carbs than I thought I did at only 185. I had more fat than I thought I did. Not a lot more, but 73 feels like a lot to me compared to what I thought I was eating. And then 111 protein just isn't what I thought I was eating. I thought I was at least getting to like 150. So all of this stuff is kind of opening my eyes to the fact that like I'm not eating like the things I thought I was, and that's only after one day. So what I want to do next over the next few days along with doing the same thing, is figuring out what meals I'm actually eating the most in, like what caloric intake am I getting from each meal, but then also like where am I getting the most fat? What meal am I usually getting the most fat from, or the most protein, the most carbs, that kind of thing. So those are going to be the next few days, figuring out those kind of things. But already after day 1, I'm kind of mind blown, and I'm excited for the next 4 days to see what happens. I'm going to go actually have my breakfast for the day, which again is going to be the same thing as it was yesterday with one little change. Instead of having my smoothie in the afternoon for a snack like I did yesterday, I'm going to have it for breakfast like I normally do. So I'm going to have the egg sandwich in the breakfast with the macros up on the screen right now, and let's go get it. Doing a little pre-gym update in my ridiculous motorcycle jacket, but I did have one of those yogurts that I had yesterday for a snack. I had one of those today. I had a bunch of meetings all morning. It's like 3 o'clock now. I just got done with all of them, so I snacked on one of those and then a LaCroix. The LaCroix was 0 calories, 0 everything. It's just flavored carbonated water. But I did have one of the yogurts that I had yesterday, so same thing. One thing I'm realizing too is I pretty much just like almost eat the same foods every single day in terms of snacks and in terms of breakfast. Lunch and dinner are generally different, but I never really noticed before. I pretty much eat the same foods every day for snacks and breakfast, which is another cool thing I found out through this weird experiment that's actually teaching me a lot. I did not think I was going to be learning this much about what I eat, but it's very cool so far. Okay, so I'm back from the gym. I'm standing by the window because it's dark. It's kind of dark and this lens sucks at picking up light, but I'm back from the gym. I'm gonna have hard-boiled eggs, rice, and chicken for dinner, lunch technically, and that's gonna be my like post-workout meal. I don't really believe in like pre or post-workout meals like specifically. It just happens to be that I'm really hungry right now and it's after dinner, or it's after my workout, so I'm gonna have that meal now. Yeah. Update from yesterday. So I actually started writing all this stuff down on the whiteboard that I have in here, so you can kind of see where I'm coming from. So yesterday I ended the day with 1,879 calories, 197 carbs, 39 fat, 152 protein, and then my breakdown was 657 calories for breakfast. I didn't have lunch. I had a huge dinner, so 900 calories, and then I had about 300 calories in snacks. And I'm still learning things. This is definitely teaching me that I'm not eating as many calories as I thought I was. I'm not even getting to 2,000 calories, which to me is crazy because I do work out like Monday through Friday for an hour. So I feel like I should be at least hitting that 2,000 calorie goal, and I thought I was, and I'm not. So I don't know. Writing it down is really helping me. One thing I want to do at the end is break down like how much I'm doing per meal, and then also per day to see like where my breakdown of the most calories comes from, things like that. So that's today. Today's gonna be kind of interesting because we're about to go to San Marcos. We're gonna go to San Marcos, so it's gonna be my first day potentially eating like out, not making food at home. So I'll be able to log that and see where that goes as well. I don't know how to get nutrition values from restaurants, but we'll figure it out, I guess. Okay, so I just ordered a burger at the restaurant, and I have zero idea how to ask for the nutrition.
They won't have it. You're just gonna have to like look it up yourself.
It's so uncomfortable. Okay. Okay, so I did have a burger and fries, but they're gone. So I gotta figure out.
On your plate?
And ranch and ketchup. So I gotta figure out how to add these to the tracking. I don't know. I'll figure that out in a second. Okay, so we're leaving San Marcos now, which is where we were getting the food, and it kind of occurred to me that it's not very easy to track your food if you're like eating out. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to track it. Haley said maybe just add like burger, like look up a generic burger or something, so probably do that, but kind of sucks that they don't really have nutrition facts for that kind of stuff, but today I learned.
Where am I going?
Okay, so it is Thursday morning. Yesterday was kind of crazy. I learned a lot about having to track macros and food when you're not making the food yourself, which is actually super difficult because a lot of places you go to won't have the nutrition values of the food that you're getting. I think Haley was telling me, she's in like the food business, so she was telling me that like anything that's pre-packaged technically has to have it, but if they don't, like they won't get fined or anything. They just get like docked a few points when they have their health inspection, which if you have everything else up to par, it doesn't really matter for you. And apparently getting like the nutrition value stuff is kind of expensive from like a company. So a lot of places just won't do it, which is what I ran into yesterday. So if you look at yesterday, I only had 1,584 calories, which absolutely blows my mind. Breakfast 540, lunch 365, dinner 194, and snacks 485. 142 carbs, 54 protein, and 142 carbs, 54 fat, and 104 protein. So obviously, like, my protein was not up to par at all yesterday. 104 is like not great. Fat was like average, that's fine. Carbs were a little low as well, but these two were definitely low, which is kind of crazy. And I did my best to add the food that I ate when I was out. Like the hamburger, I basically spent a little bit of time like looking up hamburger nutrition and kind of tried to just like piece together what I could. I even added like specifically like the ranch that I had. So I hope this is like as accurate as I can be, but it is kind of crazy how hard it can be to track your food if you go out to eat. I think it's a side effect of me tracking my food, but I have noticed that like through me tracking it, now like by the end of the week, I've kind of become more like familiar or conscious with like what I'm actually eating, whether or not like it's on purpose or I'm not actually changing my meals because of it. But when I am eating something, now I'm kind of more thinking about the macros and what's inside of it versus like, oh, this is healthy versus this is not. Now I'm actually checking the labels, things like that, which I wasn't doing before. So yeah, whether that's a good or a bad thing, it's happening now. I got myself some cereal. I spilled it all over the kitchen, so that was a good thing too. But I'm gonna have some cereal and just keep going with this tracking stuff. It's hard. It's a lot of work. You have to remember to do it every time. Ugh. So these are again my total nutrition for the day. So Thursday, I only had 1,519 calories, 134 carbs, 55 fat, and 119 protein. My breakfast was 300, my lunch was 589, my dinner was 500, and my snacks were 130. So again, I'm definitely not reaching the amount of calories I thought I was going to, but it's definitely kind of changed my mindset about what I'm eating. I've kind of realized that instead of eating like giant meals like I kind of was doing, like I would have like 1,000 calories for dinner or something. I think it's better for me to kind of start to space those foods out because I can't eat a lot at once. And what I'll do is I'll eat too much at once and then I won't be hungry for like literally like 8 hours. And then by that time, like there's not enough time in the day to actually eat all the food I need to be eating. So I think I've realized I need to space out my meals and I need to have like smaller meals as well. Just another thing I've learned from this crazy experiment. Okay, so today is the last day, Friday, or yesterday was the last day, Friday. I had 1,864 calories, 210 carbs, 57 fat, and 132 protein. The biggest meal was definitely dinner at 740 calories, and then snacks in second place with 500 calories. Okay, so I added all this stuff up, I averaged it out. So per day on average, I was eating about 1,737 calories, 174 carbs, 56 fat, and 123 protein. And then per meal, breakfast was on average 450 calories, lunch was 313, dinner was 587, and snacks were 386. So I definitely see from these numbers that I do eat bigger breakfasts and dinners than I do lunches. One day I even skipped lunch entirely. And I think I kind of talked about this earlier in the video. I realized if I eat a big breakfast, or if I eat like a breakfast that kind of maybe hurts my stomach a little bit, I'll basically just skip lunch and just wait till dinner to eat again, which probably isn't a great thing. And I've learned that I should maybe be eating like smaller meals instead of bigger meals like I potentially might have been doing here. That way I kind of space out my meals a little bit more and I'm consistent across the board instead of having a huge dinner, no lunch, and a big breakfast, which probably isn't the best. I could be doing, a few smaller meals throughout the day. Average of 56 fat is pretty good. I don't have a problem with that. Protein's a little low, 123 protein. I feel like I could be going up a little bit more on that. And carbs seem a little low at only 174. But I don't know. It was definitely a super weird experiment having all these numbers out in front of me, being able to actually see like what I've been eating and what it's been doing to my body. And it was just super weird actually like putting it all down on paper for once. It was really cool actually. I liked tracking. And one thing I did notice throughout the time that I tracked Monday through Friday is by Friday I was like way more aware of like what I was eating. Like before I was like, I'm gonna make a grilled cheese and I'm gonna put 4 pieces of cheese on it and it's gonna be awesome because all it is bread and cheese. And then by the end of the week I realized like each piece of that cheese had 9 grams of fat in it. So 9 grams of fat times 4 for like 1 grilled cheese, where I thought I was just having a snack. It's like, that's a full ass meal if I eat the whole thing. And I was putting it on like the bakery white bread, so the stuff they make like in the store, which also I realized isn't that great for you. Basically, it kind of made me more aware of like what I was eating by the end of the week. It was a super fun experiment. I kind of want to try more things like this because it was really eye-opening. But if you guys enjoyed, let me know. I'll try some other experiments like this. Hopefully all like the numbers made sense and it wasn't too boring reading all of those. It was just important for me because I'm a numbers guy to realize like what I was actually getting out of it. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know if you want more of this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.